everyone, Noam here from Safari Pedals, and I'm super excited to share with you yet another plugin. This one is really close to my heart. It's been kind of a passion project that we've been developing for almost a year now, to be honest. And the plugin that I'm talking about is the Sun Bear Bus Compressor. The Sun Bear is really something that I put all my heart into, and it's based around this mastering chain that I got a lot of comments about too in the comment section, which is kind of my go-to mastering chain. Basically, in the analog domain, what I have is this custom mastering console that has transformer inputs, it has saturation with tubes in it, it has some MS matrix going on, and then it has some sends. And what I'm sending the console to is this amazing master bus compressor. That's a very really great two-bus equalizer. And I thought, what can I do to kind of get all of this, or kind of the essence of it, into a plugin? And that is the Sun Bear Master Bus. What we have in the Sun Bear Master Bus is a really big, nice input and output knob. There's a saturation section, there's MS matrix, and then there's the compressor that, to be honest, I kind of never really had anything like it in my hands. I kind of took what I liked from different, tube circuits and added a few things that I always wanted. One of the things that I've added is this option to go from what I call gravity to glue. And these are two separate modes to the compressor that react differently and also have a different sound. Gravity has more of like a bright sound. Glue is a little bit more kind of dense in the low-mid area. Also, a lot of times I find with other compressors that the attack tends to be a little too quick. So with the Sun Bear, we made sure that, it starts at 26 milliseconds, which is relatively slow, and it goes all the way up to 395, which I found really musical. Another cool thing is the ratio. You could go down all the way to 1.2, which is something that I always wanted to have in a master bus compressor. But I guess enough of the talking. Let's go into demo mode and I'll show you what this beast can do. What we have here is a really cool song, and I'll just play it with everything on, but just without the Sun Bear on. And first, maybe we'll hear what I would typically do with my analog section, and then we'll compare it to the Sun Bear. So let's hear without, and then we'll pull in the analog chain.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke.
Okay, really cool, groovy indie song. Let's pull in the analog chain, and basically what we have going here is there's the input gain, then it goes to this saturation section, and then it goes to the compressor. So let's hear that.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask,
Sounding really cool, and this is one of those sounds where it kind of gives this feeling of liveliness to the sound. Let's turn it on and off for a second, just so you can hear just the analog chain in action.
woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask,
Super cool. Now let's pull up Sun Bear and see if we can do something maybe even better. There's a bunch of presets in this, by the way, from amazing mixing engineers, one of which is Michael Brower, which is an amazing mixing engineer and a great guy. And this is based off his preset, but we'll do some tweaking.
woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask, just wash your brain. Hey.
So you can hear how dense the sound gets when you add the Sunbear to the mix. Some of the cool things I feel like that are really unique here as well is a few extra features that we added here. First of all, there's a nice blend where you can kind of tame the sound of the compression and saturation and everything. There's also a clipper mode. So when you turn this on, it essentially puts in a clipper to the chain. And that's something I kind of always wanted digital compressors to do, because what happens with analog gear is a lot of times you get into a place where you're kind of clipping the sound, but it's internally. And then it's very hard to reproduce with plugins unless you have that kind of option. Because we can boost the input into a place where it's saturating and use the clipper to kind of smoothen those transients out. So let's hear that. And then also we can go to gravity mode and see how that feels. So let's start with the clipper.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask,
Glue versus gravity.
hey, you say, and drop the ball.
So really big change in terms of mastering, at least. The glue really kind of gets everything thick. The gravity just makes everything a little bit more airy. I think I'm going to stick with glue this time. And then let's add the saturation and the MS matrix to the mix and see what happens here. And this is another cool and unique feature that we've done is you can slide between tape and tube. So you don't have to choose one of which. You can just go with a combination that feels right for your ears. So
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask, just wash your brain. Hey, you say.
now the MS matrix lets you really kind of decide where you want this whole processing to take place. Do you want it on the mid or on the side? But again, this is something that I always wanted to have, is the ability to choose the amount between mid and side. So you don't necessarily need to select only mid processing or only side processing. You could kind of find the sweet spot in between. So right in the middle means that the entire signal is getting processed equally. Once I move it to the side, it will start processing the sides more. And if I move it to the middle, it will start processing the middle more. And these fine tunings can make something feel much more glued together or much wider. So let's hear the difference.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask, just wash your brain. Hey, you say, and drop the ball, things don't go my way.
I kind of like it there where it's like 10% more sides. It just opens the sound up and it feels very, very alive. So let's hear now this setting of the Sunbear compared to what I've done before with the analog side.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you guys ask, just wash your brain. Hey, you say, and drop the ball, things don't go my way. Get behave. So, simmer down now, don't be late. Got a mailman knocking at your garden gate. Tell him to behave, behave, behave. Now look west and think about those dreams you see at night. I got an itch, I don't know, but no.
To my ears, I think the Sunbear kind of captures that analog essence and then gives you more flexibility to actually kind of deep dive and find the sweet spot that you're looking for a specific song. One more thing is, let's play around with that attack and release, which also have a little bit of some special settings to them, and you'll see what I mean by having the slow attack and the low ratio effect that we were speaking about earlier. So let's hear a quick play around with these parameters.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you got a disaster, just wash your brain. Hey, you say, and drop the ball, things don't go my way. Get behave. So, simmer down now, don't be late. Got a mailman knocking at your.
And lastly, a few really cool features as well is you could actually turn the compressor all the way off and just use it as a saturation and a MS Matrix plugin. This is really, really versatile. So let's hear just the saturation and the MS Matrix in action without the compressor engaged.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you.
So it's really pushing that saturation to the sides, which is a really, really cool effect. The last feature I want to show is what we call wild. And I thought to myself, this is kind of a new era for Safari pedals. This is a rack unit. It's not our usual stomp pedal configuration, but we gotta go a little crazy on it, right? So we added that wild button, which adds an additional compressor into the chain. And I want you guys to hear what it does with everything engaged. So I'll play it and turn it on and off so you can hear it.
Woke up in a country lane, don't know what happened, I don't know how I came to be at the end of my rope with Megalado going up in smoke. When you got a disaster, just wash your brain. Hey, you say, and drop the ball, things don't go my way. Get behave.
So even though it's a master bus compressor, what we found that was really cool is also having it on individual tracks or on buses in the mix. So what I wanted to show here is a demo on how it sounds on drums. Check this out. So this is without. Woo! Now, we'll just tone it down a little bit with the blend and see how it sounds compared to the original. That's fire. It's really, really cool. Also, we could try and kind of expand the sides with the drums here as well. Now that's a really, really cool drum compressor. That's pretty much it. I would love to get some comments from you guys about the Sunbear and in general if there's anything you think we should develop next. There's a 14-day free trial on the website for Sunbear and for all the other plugins. Go wild, be a studio animal. I'll see you guys next time.